Welcome to Family Law Talk. Family Law Talk. Presented by Kirk Stange of Stange Law Firm, PC. Stange Law Firm is a multi-state family law firm. Now, here's your host, Kirk Stange.
Welcome to Family Law Talk. We have an interesting topic today. The topic is avoiding digital pitfalls in domestic relations matters. And this episode today is based on an article on our blog, familylawheadquarters.com, dated January 30th, 2026. And the title of that article is Avoiding Digital Pitfalls During Divorce and Family Law Cases. So as a follow-up to the episode today, go on over to familylawheadquarters.com and read this article for more information. All right, so let's jump into the topic at hand, and it's really an important one, okay? In today's digital age, obviously lots of parties use email, lots of parties are on social media, and this is really prevalent in society today. But look, there's some risk when going through a domestic relations case, and it's really important that parties are careful and that parties are doing the right things in these types of cases, and that they're not overstepping, and that at the same time they're securing their email and social media accounts as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump on in more detail in terms of things to do and things not to do. And let's start with talking about a really big item in terms of not doing something. Okay, this is something never ever to do. This is never a road to go down. This is never, right? This is never a path to go down. This is never something to think about, contemplate, or do in any shape, manner, or form. Okay, so look, when a divorce has begun or a family law case has begun, or even where it's reasonably anticipated, do not log into your spouse's or the opposing party's accounts, okay? Look, when parties are married, or maybe when couples are living together and they're not married, let's say, it could be common in a marriage or in a relationship where parties or partners are living together, to know each other's account logins. And oftentimes in a marriage or in a relationship, parties willingly give their login information to their spouse or their significant other. And so it's just sort of common knowledge, so parties have the login information to the other individual's email accounts, maybe their social media accounts, and it could be other things as well. Online banking could be something, could be investment accounts, retirement accounts. The login information is just freely given to the spouse or the significant other, right? And most couples or, most spouses think nothing of this, and it's just sort of normal to do this, okay? But look, when a divorce or family law case has begun or is reasonably anticipated, right? Like parties know this is going to result in either a divorce or a paternity case or some other type of litigation. Okay, one of the most important rules and things not to do is at this point you cannot log in to your spouse's or the other party's accounts. Okay, so you cannot be logging into their email. You cannot log into their social media accounts. Again, even if you were given the login previously, okay, you got to know that this is a bad idea and something that cannot be done, okay? Obviously, this is something to talk about with your lawyer, talk about with your attorney, but any good and decent lawyer or attorney will tell you not to do this, right? That this is really bad to do this or to think about doing this, okay? And for a lot of individuals, they might wonder, well, why? Why is this bad? I mean, my spouse gave me the login, my significant other gave me the login, they didn't change their login information. They never told me I couldn't go in there, and they told me I could go in there in the past. Why is it bad now? Well, look, it's bad for all kinds of reasons, okay? One, if an individual is communicating with their attorney through that email account, this could be a problem in terms of attorney-client privilege and confidentiality. Like, a party cannot be reading, reviewing in any shape, manner, or form their spouses or their significant other's communication with their lawyer about a legal matter that involves them, right? I mean, it's really bad, okay? Really, really bad. It just cannot happen. Obviously, when you get into social media accounts and stuff like this too, I mean, you're dealing with privacy issues, confidentiality issues. I mean, the user agreements with these social media entities. I mean, only the actual user is supposed to be logging in, and so a party cannot do it. This is a harsh reality as well, but this can even be criminal. This could be construed as hacking, which violates some federal laws, maybe some state laws in your jurisdiction. So it could be construed as hacking, and so it could result in criminal implications. I know this is hard for a lot of parties to really realize and wrap their arms around, but they'll be like, well, I was given the login or whatever, and they never changed it. So how is that hacking, or why is it a problem? Look, it's a problem in terms of attorney-client privilege, confidentiality, privacy laws, and then criminal laws in terms of hacking and computer tampering and these kinds of things. It's just bad news. So don't do it, right? Just do not do it. It's really, really, really bad, okay? So do not ever go into your spouse's or the opposing party's email or social media accounts or other logins that could be online banking, their retirement accounts, could be various other things, credit cards. I mean, if this isn't your retirement account or your credit card, and your name's not on it, it doesn't matter that you were given the login before. I mean, once a case is reasonably anticipated or the divorce or the family law case has begun, you cannot be going in there. If you go in there, you could cause grave problems for your case. Okay, so that's rule number one. And again, I'd encourage any of the listeners, speak with your attorney about this, but any good and decent lawyer is going to tell you not to do this. And if you were to do it and then try to pass that information on, I think a lot of lawyers are going to withdraw from the case and not want to be your lawyer anymore, and it could really impact the case result as well. Okay, so I mean, it's this doctrine of like tainted fruit. So it's like, oh, okay, you go in there and you get some information and you think it's going to be helpful to your case, but it's tainted. They're poisonous fruits. You can't even use them. So be very careful there, okay? Other things parties need to think about and contemplate, and this is sort of the inverse of what I just said, is like, look, if you were given your logins to your spouse or your significant other or something like that, once a case is reasonably anticipated or it's begun, like change your logins, right? It's time to change your passwords, maybe your usernames, make them something different that your spouse or your significant other will not know, will not be able to guess, because you have to have some element of worry that they might try to log into your stuff, right? Because you gave them the login before. So you have to go around and change all your usernames and passwords and make them something different, something that they can't guess. And so this is one of the, important things a party ought to do once they know that, hey, things are bad, litigation's coming here, we're getting divorced, we're breaking up, or whatever the deal is. Change your usernames and passwords, because you don't want your ex going in there, logging in, reading stuff between you and your attorney, and you don't want them going in there accessing accounts and information that they shouldn't be able to have access to as well. Okay, so a lot of parties forget this, don't think about this, don't contemplate it, but change your username and passwords, make it something different than what you've ever used before. That way it can't be guessed, and that way your accounts are secure, and you don't have to worry that there's going to be some sort of breach or hacking or tampering or something like that occurring in terms of your communication, okay? So again, this is an important topic. I mean, it's one that's relevant in today's age. Unfortunately, it's one that, parties can be tempted to do, can think about, contemplate doing, but again, it's very important that parties do not do this. So do not be logging in to the opposing parties or your ex's social media or email accounts or any other accounts that aren't your accounts. I mean, you can't do that. And please consider, changing your logins to your email and social media accounts to make sure that there's no hacking into your accounts, okay? As a follow-up to this episode, to any of the listeners, if you have a lawyer, talk with your lawyer about this in more detail. They can give you more case-specific advice. Obviously, I'm speaking very generally here, but this is a very important topic and one I wanted to cover here today, all right? So again, as a follow-up to the episode, going over to familylawheadquarters.com, Read the article dated January 30th, 2026, titled Avoiding Digital Pitfalls During Divorce and Family Law Cases. Well, thanks for tuning in today. Stay tuned to our next episode of Family Law Talk coming up. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to Family Law Talk with Kirk Stange. Visit StangeLawFirm.com for more about today's topic or to put Stange Law Firm to work for your family today. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Neither the Supreme Court of Missouri or Illinois reviews or approves certifying organizations or specialist designations. The information you obtained in this podcast is not, nor is it intended to be, legal advice. You should consult an attorney for advice regarding your individual situation. We invite you to contact us and welcome your calls, letters, and electronic mail. Contacting us does not create an attorney-client relationship. Please do not send any confidential information to us until such time as an attorney-client relationship has been established. Past results afford no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own merits. Kirk Stange is responsible for the content. Headquarters, Office, 120 South Central Avenue, Suite 450, Clayton, Missouri, 63105. Kirk Stange is licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Kansas.